I was on the phone with a brother recently, had a good long talk, and he brought up a concept that apparently was originally raised, or at least most recently raised by Tim Kennedy. If you're not familiar with who Tim is, he's a great guy. You should know who he is. Google's your friend on that one. The concept being, and paraphrasing here, what happens when the sheepdogs realize that the sheep aren't worth protecting anymore? This is a really serious question that should be asked. Something that the social justice warriors might want to stop and think about. The concept that there are millions of people who put themselves in harm's way to protect their God-given, constitutionally protected rights so that they can scream like a bunch of raving lunatics. Tell me that how many hundreds of genders there are. Insist that little boys be allowed to wear skirts or whatever. At some point, where does a sheepdog look around for encouragement? Half the population that he or she protects isn't worth protecting. The government that they serve is corrupt and is likely to fall apart. More worried about its own continuity than the well-being of its citizenry. What happens when the sheepdogs won't protect the sheep anymore? At some point, the sheepdog certainly must look around and shirk the responsibility of his moral obligation to protect these idiots, one would think. I believe that it's entirely possible that that issue reaches critical mass in the near future. I will not lay down my life for these morons. That's me. I won't do it. I'm not in a position where it's required of me right now. So let's get that straight. I'm not advocating that those of you out there who are abdicate your responsibility to the oath that you've taken. So let's get that clear as well. But when the animals start running the zoo, it's not worth going to the zoo anymore. It's not worth playing. Now we can argue whether or not that is by design. If this rift in between us that's increasingly growing day by day, if that was intentional, or if it was encouraged, or it's just, purely organic. I'd say it started as organic, then was encouraged until it became intentional. But what do I know? But surely, at some point, the sheepdogs look around and go, man, I'm not doing this anymore. You want to spit on me and scream at me and tell me I'm the one that's out of line? Cool. Y'all protect yourselves from each other. Have fun with that. We're not coming. We're not coming. And I think it's going to take people in positions of enforcement saying, you know what, sir, I'm not doing that. Oh, there was a riot at this social justice get-together. I don't care. Fire me. Well, you'll lose your job. I'll keep my integrity. I don't care about them. They don't care about me. And as the situation gets worse and worse, politically, economically, socially, I believe it's going to be harder and harder and harder for people to keep that oath. And I don't begrudge them that, truthfully. I really don't begrudge them that at all. At some point, we have to acknowledge that loyalty is being bought with salaries and paychecks. And it is. And I get that. I have a wife and kids too. But integrity, honesty, conviction. You're wrong. You have a right to be wrong. But I'm not going to stand here and defend your right to be wrong when you refuse to appreciate me for who I am and refuse to acknowledge the fact that I have every right to my opinion, my standpoint, my views, my convictions, and that I don't have to be the antithesis to you. I'm not your enemy. If you want to make me your enemy, that's fine. But I'm not going to stand here and take that, paycheck or no paycheck. What happens? Chaos, I think. You want to talk about real civil unrest? Let the police officers stop showing up for a day. Let the United States military stay home for a while. EMTs, we're not going to work, boss. I'm not going into that neighborhood. Yeah, they're going to keep killing each other over there in that neighborhood. I don't care anymore. It's not worth it to me. This is just a paycheck. And it's tough when you're a cog in the machine to not be a cog in the machine. And I get that, and I say that with all due respect and all love. And just so everybody understands, I have all the respect and all the love in the world for the armed services, for police officers, for first responders. And I can say this because I talk with them all the time. I have a really, really good friend and brother who has a very interesting job working for the Department of Defense. He's been to Iraq twice and Afghanistan 5 times. He's been called up again. And he called me with his heart broken, sobbing. And this is the type of man, if you were to look at him, exemplifies manhood. There's nothing about him that you would think, oh yeah, beta male. No, not this guy. Women want him and men want to be him, okay? And he calls me up sobbing. He says, T, I don't want to go back. I barely have spent any time with my brand new daughter. My older daughter doesn't even know who I am practically, and my wife is going to divorce me if I go again. I'm tired of it. I'm ashamed of the blood on my hands. I'm ashamed of the fact that I don't even want to go back, but I don't want to go back. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. My life is falling apart. How many times do we have to do that to the best of our best so that these assholes out in the street can act like assholes? It's ridiculous. It's disgusting, and it's something that people don't talk about enough, if at all. The burden that it takes on those who put themselves in harm's way to protect the constitutional rights of all these people who do not value them one iota. It's sickening. And then when it is addressed, it's addressed in a rah-rah, sis-boom-bah, I love the troops. You know what? Let's love them so much that we don't put them in situations where they feel like a gun barrel is a better way out than going back to combat. I'm tired of getting phone calls that men that I know and loved have killed themselves. I'm tired of getting phone calls that men that I know and loved have been wounded or killed in combat. And I'm tired of it not meaning anything to more than half of the country. And I think it's just a matter of time before they get it in their mind that this ain't worth it anymore. It's not worth it anymore. I'm going to take care of me and mine and to the hell with everybody else. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I get it. I really understand that sentiment. I get it. These are unpopular opinions. I'm going to catch a ration of crap for this video. But it's true. It's true. And it's not just the super high-speed operators. It's the truck driver who's just had enough. Right? It's the dispatcher at the 911 building who just, I don't care about the overtime. I can't do this anymore. My life is falling apart because I'm married to my job, not my spouse. It's all these people who can barely keep it together, doing thankless jobs that nobody cares about because they're all doing this all the time. Phones in their face. Not even watching the world go by. And one day, the world's going to fall apart because somebody somewhere's going to go, F it, I've had enough. And that will start the snowball down the hill into this avalanche of abdication of responsibility. Moral or immoral responsibility. And half the country is going to sit there and wonder why. Well, they should just do their jobs. They've been doing them. No thanks to you. And they've had enough. And I get it. And I don't have an answer to this other than to say, what happens if this happens? Oh, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be really ugly. Do I think it's okay that this happens? Define okay. Is it okay that my buddy stays home and holds his brand new daughter? Is it okay that the guy that drives the heavy trucks over there in Iraq doesn't go back for a 12th time because he just doesn't want to? Is it okay that the guy who's on the destroyer is just like, F it, I've had enough, I'm not doing this anymore, I miss my family? Or the cop who's overworked and underpaid goes, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to get in the IT field. Because if one more social justice warrior punk gets up into my face and starts screaming, I'm going to kill him. And I'd like to see my children grow up and not have to spend the rest of my life in prison because this little a-hole pushed my buttons for the last time. Is that okay? In the micro, yeah. In the macro, I get it. We have rule of law. We have a system that keeps things more or less running, orderly, functional. But the thin veneer of civility that allows that system to function to the degree that it does function is falling apart. It's going away. A toll has been taken on those who do the hard things, the thankless things, the things that nobody sees, that nobody wants to know about. They just want their life to keep going the way that it is. Mocha latte in one hand, iPhone in the other, oblivious to the realities of humanity in today's day and age. God bless the sheepdog. It's a tough effing job. You guys and girls are incredible people. And I'm thankful that I know as many of you as I do and count you amongst my best friends. I understand the toll that it takes on you to do what you do. And I thank you for it. And I will not blame you if you wake up one day and you say, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And God help us all if too many of you decide that on the same day, because if you think things are bad now, you don't know chaos until the men and women who stand in the gap quit showing up.